Charting Toward Intimacy covers mature topics. Listener discretion is advised. Are you new to lingerie or maybe just unsure of what the different styles and types will look like or act like on your body? Then this episode is for you. We are going to be giving you a lingerie style guide. And honestly, this is a lot of our opinion, but also a lot of just practical experience with a surprising amount of lingerie. Let's get into it. Welcome to Charting Toward Intimacy. My name is Ellen Holloway. I am a Catholic speaker and coach who specializes in sex and marital intimacy, and I am on a mission to help you actually enjoy and desire good, holy sex with your spouse. With me today is my semi-regular co-host, Kathleen. Between the two of us, we have tried an impressive amount of lingerie styles, and we're here today giving you the rundown, the good, the bad, the things we love, and the things we honestly don't ever want to wear again. We are going to just go through some lingerie styles. And I feel like Kathleen and we actually share very similar opinions about lingerie.
We do.
So these are simply our just opinions. But what we're going to hopefully share is if you're like totally new to lingerie and you're unsure of like how things actually fit on your body and actually work and things, like hopefully this episode will be really helpful to you, because Kathleen and I have styles that we love and styles that we hate.
And they're almost all from mentionables.
Yeah. Yeah, we both have collections that are almost solely mentionables collections. Yeah. I have a few pieces like still from Victoria's Secret when I got them at my bridal shower or something.
Yeah, like before mentionables was really like a known thing.
Yeah. But once I found mentionables, done. Like this is just
never going back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, same.
So we're going to go through a number of pieces that are currently on the Mentionables website, and the links to those are in the show notes. If you're listening to this within, the first month or two of this podcast episode coming out, then you can definitely follow along with us if you want to see exactly the piece that we're talking about. If you're listening a little bit later on, you might not be able to find these exact pieces on the Mentionables website, but we're going to be talking about the style in general so you can get an idea of what we're talking about, what style elements we are discussing in that. So check out the show notes if you want to follow along, and just know that some of the links may not be available anymore if you're listening later on.
Yeah, great.
We also have a coupon code. The code CHARTING gets you 10% off. So that's always fun too.
I love that.
I always use it.
I know. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You had better. Yeah.
I know, right?
Seriously.
Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about is a set. This one is called and they actually, Mentionables sells their set separately so that if you need like a large on the top and a medium on the bottom or whatever, it's nice that you can do that. So this one is called the cap sleeve square neck bralette. It's in their summer collection, summer 2024. And it comes in a couple of colors too, teal and black and coral. But I want to talk about this set on a couple of points that I'm thinking of. I want to talk about sets in general and how we think that sets are going to look and then how they actually look.
Yeah, they're so hard. Especially if you've had a couple kids and you've got like that mom pooch like I've got, like sometimes it's just like, although here's what I will say. We are our own worst critics. So really, like, you've got to feel comfortable in something for sure. But if you feel comfortable in it, but you still aren't sure how it looks, ask your husband, because I can almost guarantee you he's going to have a different perspective than you have. But yeah, sets sometimes they can be one of those things that they look awesome on this mannequin.
Right?
And then you're like, oh, I totally love that. And then you get it on, you're like, why does this look so different?
I think I've just learned that I don't love buying sets.
Yeah.
It's just not what I love. And this set has a bit, has a minor high waist. It's like halfway up the high waist. And I gotta say, if I'm going to buy a set, I'm not going to buy a high waist. And everybody's like, oh, if you got the pooch, like just get the high waist. But like, that's not how lingerie works. It's not like pants where like a high waist kind of like hides your pooch. Like, I feel like high-waisted lingerie shows off your pooch a lot more.
That's a fair point. Yeah. I do sometimes. Yeah. And it depends. Like, honestly, I think I only have like maybe 2 sets, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, they're not the thing that I mean, sets like this, like a bralette and underwear and like panty set. I honestly maybe have 1 like this. And yeah, it's not my favorite. It's not the thing I go to most frequently. That's for sure. But that's just like, it is personal preference. I do love, particularly with mentionables in this set, like how they kind of take a little different spin on it. Like this one has little cap sleeves, which is like not something that's like, something you would really think of or like super common with lingerie. But I think it's cute and can kind of make it like more fun to be like a little outfit to like kind of actually go into like date night with. You know what I mean?
To like
it could be
wear under your dress or whatever.
Right, or just like date night in the bedroom. You know what I mean? It's just
that's what you mean. Okay.
More, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's just more like sort of like an outfit than just like undergarments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which can kind of make it a little. I think it can really help you feel more confident, especially if you are new to lingerie. Starting with something like this that can seem a little bit more like clothing, like super sexy clothing versus just like lingerie. I think could be a really good starting place for some people.
Yeah. Something else that this set has, and a lot of mentionables stuff has had this lately, is crotchless panties, crotchless teddies, which I think there are mixed opinions on crotchless.
Yeah, I have a review that I keep. I have a review that I keep meaning to like email mentionables, and I don't know. It could just be like my particular sizing and whatnot. I started getting crotchless because I was like, oh, my husband's gonna love this. Like, like you could just like keep it on but still access everything, right? Like it's just like he does not love them because he thinks in a lot of these, like the crotchless piece is just not long enough. And so it's actually like hard to like reach the clitoris and like access everything else at the same time. So they almost always end up just like coming completely off. So that's been his one review. It's just like, like love the idea, but like it's just not quite long enough. It needs opening. A bigger, needs to be. And again, I don't know, maybe that's just like my body, like shape and size and whatnot. Maybe someone else would say differently in it, but that's been our one review on the crotchless stuff.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, the thing with crotchless, this was something I was a little bit worried about, is like, okay, is it going to be like weird if I get this crotchless panty, but like we don't really want to utilize that, or like is it going to feel weird? And I just want to assure everyone that like it works the same as normal lingerie. Like there's not really it's if you don't have any interest in utilizing the crotchless apparatus, I don't know. I could not think of a good word there.
The feature.
Thank you.
Feature.
Then it just acts as normal lingerie.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about a baby doll. Let's talk about
a baby doll. Yeah. Which one do we have here?
So we're also talking about again, and these are just if you're listening and you like want to follow along, you want to see exactly what we're talking about. Also in their summer collection, it's called the double keyhole split front baby doll. It's quite a name.
It's descriptive. Yeah.
Okay. Now, baby dolls, and this is just going to sound like we are ragging on lingerie, but we will get to some pieces that Kathleen and I love. My opinion of baby dolls is I just don't love them. I don't love them on my own body shape. And I think it's just because they look so good on the mannequin. Mm-hmm. And they just don't on me. And this is where I'm so glad that it's like not actually on a model and just on a mannequin, right? So I'm comparing myself to like an inanimate object, and that doesn't make me feel as crappy as comparing myself to like a perfectly skinny woman who is wearing this baby doll. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that baby dolls are a really good fit for certain people. I think that if you feel self-conscious about your midsection and it's like one of those things you don't like really kind of highlighting, I think a baby doll is a really good fit, you know? It kind of like features, like it's tight, features like the bust area, but then it's a little more drapey over the midsection, so it's not like tight and fitted like a teddy where it's like accentuating the curves.
True.
I think, yeah. So I think it's a really, again, especially if you're a little bit like, you know, kind of new to lingerie or like sort of unsure about it and just trying to approach it, and you are particularly just like, you know, a little unconfident with your midsection, this could be a really good option to just kind of make you feel pretty and lovely. I mean, anything that's like light and flowy just has this like very ethereal, you know, just sort of feeling to it that just makes you feel lovely. So yeah, I agree with Ellen. It's not my preferred style for me personally on my body type, but I think it does have a really good place for a certain body type where it can actually really help boost confidence.
Yeah. Also, pregnancy. If you're pregnant,
super good for pregnancy.
Baby dolls are awesome because they fit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like that can be it's kind of the same for sets. Like sets will fit in pregnancy as long as it's like not a super high-waisted panty. But I do, pregnancy is like the one time when baby dolls, I'm like more willing for baby dolls because I feel uncomfortable about how big I am. And so it's kind of nice to like have something that sort of covers it, and it feels very feminine with the skirt and like, please
and this one,
don't take any of that. Like if you love baby dolls, that's awesome. Like it's just not Kathleen and I's favorite, and we are not trying to rag on the baby doll style. Like
honestly, this is sort of an unfair episode. It is, and it's sort of unfair. It's like an unbalanced episode because Ellen and I have like very similar tastes in lingerie. I know, we should have invited a guest on. That's true. This is not gospel over what's good and what's bad. This is just
definitely
we just happen to have the same opinions, you know. But I think this baby doll in particular is nice because it's got the split front. So especially like you're talking about for pregnancy, like literally just even like open up and like curtains around the belly.
There's just room all in a baby doll.
All the room. You could not be too pregnant for something like this.
And it can be nice in postpartum too, right? Like you kind of
very true.
Just to kind of like cover yourself and stuff like that. All right, let's talk about a teddy.
My fave.
I love teddies. We love teddies.
Again, unfair and unbalanced reporting here.
Totally, completely. We are not reporters. You know, we're not the Pillar podcast. We're not trying to give you like all the sides of the argument. We're just telling you what we like.
We're just telling you how we feel. Yeah.
I gotta say, teddies, there is something about the cut of teddies that even if you've got kind of this like pooch going on and like maybe you're a little uncomfortable, like as long as you get the right size and just check the size charts, guys. Just measure yourself. Get yourself one of those like, you know, tape measuring bands, right? Not like a tape measure, but like the ones that are flexible. Like get yourself one of those. Actually
like
measure
a
yourself
seamstress
and order. Yeah, thank you. Like a seamstress measurer, and order yourself the correct size. And I really think you're gonna love a teddy. It's okay if you don't, though.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't. You might love baby dolls, and that's great too. Everybody's different. Every body is different, right? So like things just look different. But you know what I love about the teddies is, first of all, I love the shape that they provide.
Yeah, they just create a nice body shape.
They create a nice body shape. I also love, as someone who has like a little bit of a bigger chest, most lingerie is not supportive, right? And like it's not really going to be supportive, but like the way that a teddy is shaped is like enough that I can sort of like maneuver the girls around a little bit to like kind of give them a little lift. And because it's so fitted, it just kind of like holds them in a nice place. It
has a nice support. Teddies just naturally have decent support. And I mean, that's something I deal with lingerie all the time.
Yes, exactly.
Support
all the time.
Of the girls, especially right now being pregnant. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And like, you don't even really need it to be supportive, but you just want it to like, you want them to look like good, not like
saggy.
Yeah, you want them to look good. Exactly. Not like saggy. And I have found that these teddies in particular do a really nice job at that, especially with the plunge necklines. Like, I don't know. I just think they're very, very flattering. They're very flattering. They make me feel very confident. They make me feel very good. Again, there's a lot of these crotchless ones now, which I love the idea of, but I've already given my review on that. But yeah, these are some of my favorite pieces. I don't have this particular one. So the one we're looking at right now is, again, part of the summer collection. It's the plunge neck strappy back teddy in coral, but they have a couple colors. But yeah, so I don't have this particular one, but mentionable teddies overall, 10 out of 10. I love them.
Right? Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about, this is quite a set. Right now it's in their bridal collection, and it is the embroidered underwire bustier.
It is so pretty.
And I want to talk about underwire and lingerie here. What I have found as a larger chested woman, I don't have this piece, but I have other underwire pieces. What I have found as a larger chested woman is that the underwire is typically not the right size for me. And it's uncomfortable. Like, it's just, I get the size large and it's like, but there's not enough space for the girls.
Yeah, that's how I get with these two. You almost need a cup size. You can't just that's how I've always been. And with bathing suits, it's the same thing. I can't go small, medium, large, or 2, 4, 6, 8. Like, I need a cup size in order for it to fit properly and not just look awful.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just think that's something to be aware of when you're shopping for lingerie is it typically the underwire ones are going to have less flexibility in the chest. And so if you're a smaller chested woman, these can look fabulous because they give some awesome shape. And if that's what you're looking for, go underwire. Especially go this particular one, if it's still available when you're looking, this embroidered underwire bustier. Yeah. And then it's a whole set. So there's panties and then there's a garter belt too. It's so cute.
So pretty.
But I know I can't buy this.
Yeah, it's like you're something blue.
I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And actually, you could probably, again, if you have a smaller chest, this one probably has enough support to actually wear under. Yeah. So you could. And that would be fun. And menstrual stuff is comfy. So anyway, I also want to talk about garter belts. Have you explored garter belts? Oh,
I have
fun.
Not. I don't know. You know what? I feel like my husband would think it was so extra. I feel like he just wants simple, easy access. I think they look really cute. But I feel like he would be like, "What is this? It's too much. Just simplify. Get down to the bare basics, the bare bones." So I feel like that's why I haven't spent money on them.
It's definitely an extra. It's an extra step when you're getting the lingerie off, and it's 10 extra steps when you're getting it on.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, and Vegetables doesn't sell them, but you can find them anywhere. It's just some, over the knee stockings are fun with garter belts because they have the straps and they have a really nice, I just have to say that Vegetables has very nice clips for the straps. They're done with silicone, and so they don't, there's no concern of ripping the nylon tights. So they're fun, and it can be it's extra, and so it can be kind of that fun oh, I want to do a little bit more. I want to I want to have sort of an outfit, right? Maybe you kind of set the scene in the bedroom. And also they can be very helpful if you're playing poker strip card game.
Smart.
Because typically if you're wearing lingerie, you have 1 to 2 pieces, but your husband is still wearing shirt, pants, underwear, socks, So
That's true,
it can even the playing field if you're playing a strip version of a game. We don't even know how to play poker, so I don't play strip poker. But
I don't know how to play either.
But a strip dice game, or just I don't know, some other card game or something like that. So that's a really good use for the garter belt and the tights. Yeah,
that's smart. I love it. This one's so pretty.
Alrighty. Let's go to a slip. Vegetables doesn't sell slips a lot. But they have this one in their bridal collection right now. A lot of times they keep their bridal collection like pretty, they just kind of keep that one going. So this is called the Satin and Eyelash Lace Slip. Slips, I think, can be very fun. And they can be very comfortable to actually sleep in.
So yeah, that's the thing, is they are actually so comfortable.
If you want some sort of a piece of lingerie to also wear to bed, I would highly recommend a slip. And so this can be really good if it's just like, okay, I want this piece to like, I can put on and then my husband can take off and then I can like put back on. Or if you're like, I want to put this on and just kind of like hint at the fact that tomorrow morning I'd like to do something.
Yeah.
And so that can be, you know, it's like, oh, it's really late, I'm putting this on. It's an obvious no right now, but like, hey, should we set the alarm 30 minutes early tomorrow?
Get up and brush your teeth first, because that's
my gosh,
if you don't brush your teeth.
we should do an episode.
Oh my gosh.
On morning
sex.
It's
the worst. It's the worst when, I don't know, morning breath is just the worst. I hate it.
It's terrible.
I despise it. And I literally cannot get into anything if I or my husband have not brushed our teeth first.
I'm so with you. Anything else on slips? I feel like I don't have much to say. I just think that they fill a very nice niche.
They do. And they're sort of classic. Like, they'll never go out of style. They've been around forever. They will continue to be around forever. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're just pretty. They're basic. They're feminine. They're comfortable. So, you know, a lot of the times, like, you know, when you're getting into teddies and stuff, like, you can get like thong things and crotchless things and like kind of things pulling up in spots. And they're not really nice to sleep in. Yeah. They're great to have on like temporarily, but they're not great to sleep in. So if you're trying to like,
really strappy piece from, I don't know, some collection of mentionables a long time ago. And it's just kind of like, this is like a 5 to 10 minutes max.
Agreed. Yeah. The strappy things are not going to last super long, but this is something that you can just go to bed feeling pretty, feeling confident, feeling sexy, and like actually be comfortable.
So let's talk about baby dolls that kind of have a bit more of a shape to them. So some baby dolls, the skirt part starts immediately after the breast and just goes straight down. Yeah. And then some baby dolls, they kind of they go down a little bit in shape. And
it's almost like a teddy with a skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a teddy with a skirt. Yeah.
These can be really fun, but again, I just kind of want to caveat like the same thing is that the mannequins have a very tiered waist, and that's not standard for all women to have like this hourglass waist figure. And so it will look a little different on a pooch, but I think like sometimes these tiered baby doll, it's funny. I just have like a total love-hate relationship because I have some tiered baby dolls that look phenomenal, and then I have some that like look worse, in my opinion, than like normal.
Right? Yeah. No, I think it does depend on how the skirt is. Like this is a tiered skirt, so there's like 2 layers of the skirt. But Mentionables has, and again, we're talking now about the lace and mesh bustier tiered baby doll.
Oh yes, it's also in their.
I don't think we read that. Yeah. Yeah, also in their bridal collection. But they have another one that I think is actually under their teddies. That's part of the Midnights collection. It's like a dark navy. Yeah, this one right here. So eyelash,
I think I already had
lace.
tabs open.
I know. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So this is the eyelash lace crotchless teddy. And this is not a tiered skirt. It's just a single skirt. So it's almost like a peplum.
Too. So this is like a teddy with a little skirt.
I actually need to buy this one because this one, I'm like looking at it. I've like seen this one
this
now
one's
and it's
cute.
been like, oh, that one's so pretty. And now it's like, why haven't I bought that yet? I should buy it today.
But bought it. Well, make sure you use the code charting.
I will use the code charting and get 10% off. So
get 10% off.
Yeah.
There's our extra little plug.
Exactly. No, but they're so pretty. Like these, especially, oh my gosh, Mentionables eyelash lace, I am obsessed with. Like, I just think it is so pretty and so feminine, and I don't know. I love the look of it. But I think it's really nice. And honestly, it's sort of a balance of like what I like and what my husband likes. Because believe it or not, we don't have the same taste. I mean, listen, if it's lingerie, he's not going to complain. Like, he's never going to say like, ew, I don't like that. Are you kidding?
So
But he does have his preference of like, if he were picking one, you know, like he usually goes for a baby doll, which is so interesting because I prefer the teddies. This is like a perfect balance of the two. The eyelash lace crotchless teddy, where it's the teddy with like the baby doll, like sort of skirt attached to it. I just think it's so cute and pretty and feminine.
And one of the things that I love about Menstruables, and this is on this piece, this eyelash lace crotchless teddy in navy, but all of their things that tie are like real ties. They're real bows.
Yeah.
And so there's a fun, they had a piece back like Christmas. I don't think it was this year. I think it was like 2 years ago. They had this Christmas piece that I'm just like, I kind of kick myself that I never bought it. But it had these, it was a teddy, but it had 3 ties up at the breast, like, and then at about the navel height and then a little bit lower. And like you could untie all of these ties and then kind of like just take the teddy off. Just like,
oh, I have that one.
Fun.
I have that one. I have that one and I love it. I do love it.
I just kicked
It's
myself
really
that I
fun.
didn't get that one. It looked really, really fun.
Oh, it is very fun. Yeah.
Let's talk about another set. And the reason I want to pull this one up, so this is called the strappy crotchless panty. And then I think the top is called like the strappy, eyelash laced caged bralette is what the top is called. I want to talk about strappy pieces. I think strappy things can be very fun.
Yeah.
They can just kind of like give you an extra like things to
Je ne sais quoi.
interesting or kind of distract. Like the straps can kind of distract if you're feeling self-conscious about some pooches and things like that. So I just want to encourage you to go for things that have lots of straps and things.
Sometimes they can be a little confusing to put on depending on how they're structured.
So true.
But they are fun. Like once you figure it out, they are very fun.
Okay.
This
the
is
lacy
called
caged cupless bralette, and
That's all you
comes
need
with
to know.
the crotchless panty, but this one is very crotchless and buttless.
and boobless because it's cupless. Yeah. So like the reason I have this one is because I decided to let my husband pick something out. I was like, hey, go ahead on and find what you would like. And this is what he... And actually, I think I texted you, Ellen. Didn't I text you when I saw what he got? When I was like, you're never going to guess which one. Because we were talking about it.
I did
we were
guess.
Just like,
I guessed
I don't know
immediately which one.
You did. You did.
I was spot on. I was like, it has to be the one that we really did not personally like.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And here's the thing. It's interesting. My husband stands by it. He really enjoys it. I said that... I think what I said, and I don't know, hopefully you all laugh at this. I said I feel like a cow. I don't know. I've nursed 5 babies, right? Like, I don't know. I don't think that my breasts are like particularly like shapely anymore. And so to have them like sticking through this thing, I was like, I feel like this is some sort of like sexy milking machine. Like that's what I feel it's like for purposes.
You know what?
And he was like, "You're ridiculous."
Quick access. This might be a good set for you.
That's what
if
it's
you
about.
also have a nursing baby. If you're like, oh,
that's
crap,
what.
Gotta pause foreplay right now. I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I like gave my honest review to my husband. He was like, you know what the thing is? He's like, you like shopping for lingerie because of like how it looks. Like you like want, or not because of how it looks, but like you want something that's cute and sort of fashionable and pretty. He's like, I want something that is like designed for having sex. And that's what this is. It is designed for having sex.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's not one I wear, but it was one we gave a shot, you know, and a fair shot at that.
And this one's crotchlessness is very crotchless.
Very crotchless. This is the crotchless that works.
Yeah, right. According to Catherine's husband, this is what actual crotchless should be.
Exactly. Yeah. It's pretty open.
Yeah, so I think that's just something to be, aware of with those pieces. Okay, shout out to Kathleen's current
favorite. Okay, this is the velvet ruffle cropped cami and short set. Let me tell you the things I love about it. Number one, it's super soft. This is probably the most worn piece that I've ever gotten from Mentionables. Super soft. Number two, super cute and just sexy. So it's high-waisted shorts. They're like, again, velvet, very just like nice to the touch. High-waisted shorts, but very open at the bottom. And then same thing with the top. Like the top is cropped. So, you might need an extra size if like your boobs are hanging a little bit lower, like mine are these days, because it is very cropped. So it comes up a little high, but none of it is fitted like at like the bottoms or at the hems, right? So it's like open at the bottom of the crop top. It's open at the bottom of the shorts. So everything, like my husband loves it because it's all soft, but like still everything is like easily accessible. Number three, insanely comfortable. I will sleep in this every night. It is just super comfortable, but still super sexy. Very cute. I love the purple color. I have mine in lavender haze and I love that color. It's just like a 10 out of 10 in every possible way. It just like checks off all the boxes. Yeah, I don't know. It's a personal favorite. Soft, accessible, comfortable, sexy, the whole thing.
I feel like that's a good place to end, is just talking about that like lingerie. Like we just had the polar opposites with the last two that we talked about. We talked about a piece that was like made for having sex.
Yeah.
Like very strappy, nothing like really holding anything up or in or together or real like anything, right? Just open, but like lots of straps to just accentuate different parts of the body. And then a piece that is like comfy, cute, like sleepable, but still like, I mean, still in the category of lingerie, of just this sort of open, something you wouldn't wear out of the house, right?
Right. Exactly. Like I'm not going to wear it when like my kids are up and walking around, but like it's still comfortable enough to be like pajamas.
And I think that sometimes we have very strong opinions about lingerie. We think of lingerie as that first category that I was just talking about, like this is something made to have sex in. And that can really turn a lot of you off, like a lot of us off from lingerie. I think that was something that really turned me off at the beginning from lingerie, is I was just like, I don't like how I look in these. They're not comfortable. I don't like this. But that's not, lingerie doesn't have to be that. Also, lingerie can just be the cute pair of panties that you have and the cute bra that you have. And you just like intentionally put those on, and it's just something to transition you more into having sex, something fun, something that you would only do in front of your spouse, right? Something very private, but it doesn't have to be something that is very uncomfortable for you or very outside of your norm or something like that. Like, it can be a cute little cami set that's just comfy. That's just fun.
Just confidence. You want to feel good. You want to feel confident. You want to feel sexy. And whatever it is that makes you feel that way when you put it on, that's great.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening. If you are not already following us on Instagram, be sure to check us out at Charting Toward Intimacy. And if you listen to podcasts on a platform that gives you the option to rate or review, we'd love for you to do that because it helps us spread the word about the podcast. If you ever have questions